Hello, good afternoon everyone. You can see me, I'm on the beach. To be precise, I'm now at Pattaya, the Nanyang beach in Pattaya. The beautiful beach. Sun is almost going to set. Today, from the beach, with the sound of ocean, I I want to share some spiritual insight. I want to tell you something very important. How can we have a better spiritual insight in our life? What can be the reason, or what can be the way of life by which we can have a better spiritual growth? So the seek of for real joy, the seek for real bliss can be achieved on a human life. Human life is not merely about collection of anything. It is about the experience, a transcendental experience of the bliss, which itself is very important, because without soul, without the experience of real bliss, you cannot, and you surely you will not, can realize the God. And if you cannot realize the God, by God I never meant God to be a person. God cannot be a person. God is a collective form of a human being. God is a collective consciousness, the ultimate higher consciousness of the human being, where when you get in tune to the universal consciousness, at that time you can be the God. But it's like a drop of ocean. When a drop of water merges up on the ocean, you cannot say this drop of water is different from the another. Each drop of water dropped on the ocean itself is a ocean. Like that way, every human soul which get transcended into the ultimate universal consciousness itself is a part of that consciousness. And by that own virtue, that becomes a God. That's the whole meaning of being a God. From Buddha to Jesus to Muhammad to everyone else ever you heard. Later on, their disciple tried to present their master as someone with magical power, someone who has some magical divine power, who can give you rebirth, or who can wake up the dying one, who can cure the who can heal the sick one, or who can eradicate your misery and give you the bliss. But you always have to understand is that the sorrow, the pain, and the bliss in your life, and even the transcendence, the liberation in your life, can't be given by anyone else except from yourself. You have to experience the transcendence. You have to experience all the spiritual insight by yourself. Without experiencing, even if you read the literature from all these scriptures, that will really not enable you, or really not help you to reach anywhere you want to reach. So you need to understand there is no savior for you. There is no master for you. You are the master for yourself. Buddha says, Appo Dipo Bhava, which means be the light to yourself. How far you can go, how far you can reach on the other's light, on the believe on the following of others' light, because that light is for the person who owns that light, not to you. Because when that person goes, when that person die, or when that person leave you, you will be without light. But the better solution will be, if you find light by yourself, if you find light in your life by yourself, then there is a chance, there is a sure shot that you will never be alone. When you are with yourself, when you can conquer the life and be yourself, at that time there is nothing that can stop you from being the God, being the Buddha, or being the ultimate self. So if you put the burden on some person like Jesus or Buddha, and someone like Muhammad and Lao Tzu, and also Krishnamurti, Maharshi, Yogi, and many more, they cannot, because that is the reality of the nature. So even it's not like that I'm telling you now and you'll realize this and you'll change yourself instantly. I'm not sure about that. But what I'm sure about is, in this life or in any life, maybe coming to maybe 10 life later, you have to understand someday this ultimate truth of the nature, of ultimate truth of the life. And you have to go through the journey. You have to experience the bliss by yourself. You have to experience the transcendence of your consciousness by yourself, not by reading a book, not by reading any literature or scripture, or not even listening to any discourse of the spiritual master. What you have to do is, you have to experience that by yourself. That is the reason why meditation is very important on spiritual growth, because the meditation help you, enable you to uplift, to help you, to enable you to experience the transcendence in the life. By doing that, what happen to you is, what happened to you is you will feel God by yourself. Because till now, what is happening to a human being is, God is being explained by people. God is being explained by the people. Some are fake, some are fraud, and some may be truth. But even there is no difference between the explanation of truth by like fraud or a real enlightened master. Because until and unless you experience it by yourself, there is no chance that you can inhabit in your life, so that you can feel any transcendence. Because words are very hollow thing. Mere word, mere sentence, mere lecture are very hollow, because our mind need a subjective and objective both experience to convince itself, to convince our mind, and to enable ourselves for a real journey. Because this is not a singular fight, it's a double fight, where in one fight you are fighting against your conscious mind, because your conscious mind is constantly making you puppet, and your whole life is a result of your puppetness of the conscious mind. So that is the first war you have to fight. But even to convince your conscious mind that is in a wrong direction, you have to give a real experience or real evidence that through the journey of your conscious mind being the master of you are not achieving anything, you are not getting anything. What you are only getting is just mere something like mere talking, mere words. Because see, when you go through the modus operandi of your conscious mind, how it operates is it operates through the social prejudice, social consciousness. So when you get born, you born on a society, you born on a family, you born on a cultural heritage. So when you born on a cultural heritage, what happens is your mind starts to develop a prejudice. So when your mind starts to develop a prejudice, at that time, what happens is slowly your mind will grow in that direction. Your conscious mind will grow in that direction, in that prejudice, and all the thing you say is a good, all the thing you say is a bad, which you may feel like it is good to do this or it is not good to do this, are only the result of the social consciousness, social prejudice that has been developed since you're born, since the society has taught you that way. That is the reason. So that is one fight you are fighting with your conscious mind. And second is you have to understand the nuances of the life. Because most of the people or many people think life is all about my body and mind. If you have a body, you have a mind. And when you die, everything vaporizes, everything disappears, and you go somewhere else. If you believe in Christ or someone else, that may take you to the heaven. If you do not believe, you may go to hell, blah blah blah. That is also one fight, because saying so and believing so, again what you are missing is you are missing the real essence of life. Life is not only about body and mind, life is all about soul. See, in a dead body, there can be a mind and there can be body, but still if there is no soul, then there is no life. That is the reason, that is the mystery why still scientists cannot make a real human being. They cannot produce a real human being in a mechanical way. That is the reason, because they have no idea, no clue about soul, how soul get attached to a body life, and how you gonna grow, how your consciousness is growing through the soul. That can be like experimented through the science, because when the science is at that time, when the science ends, and then when the spirituality starts. So like scientists still, so in a material world, you cannot understand, or you cannot like conceive the fact that your life is not only about body and mind. It's a cumulative factor of body, mind and soul. So this is also a war you have to go through, and you have to understand the nuances of the life. And when you understand that, when you feel about that, when you really internalize this fact, at that time, at that very moment, you can be something. You can be some inspirational spiritual seeker, because if there is soul, if there is something beyond body and mind, then you are compelled. Let me repeat this again. You can see the sunset now. You are compelled to understand the aspect of your life. So when you get compelled, then a set of thoughts is there, because if you solely focus on your body and mind, then you are losing a part of your life, or you are losing a part of yourself. And if you discard a part of yourself, that is one thing is fact, is that you cannot reach to the ultimate self. You cannot understand the real meaning of your life, because you are missing something within yourself. So when you understand that, when you realize that your life is all about, not all about body and mind, it also comprises of soul. So doing that, a war is won. And the trust and the desire to understand what exactly the soul is, how a soul get reincarnated, or how a soul get incarnated in a body, and what is the science behind your birth, why you were born in your mother's womb. This is a science for everything. So when you understand that, then you can seek, you can feel, or you can even realize the fact that it is very important for a human being. It is very important for a human being to to focus on your body, on your mind, and on your soul. At that point, that is the starting point, and at that point your real journey for the liberation starts. It's not, you are not born for like this, all this material belonging and all this material thing, because if you are born for that, when you die, still you may have owned that, you could have owned that, but you will not. When you die, you leave everything, except the consciousness of your soul is with you. That is like coded, like the DNA, like information coded on a DNA. In the same way, information in your, the more you get highly conscious, the more you uproot, the more you uprise your consciousness, the more it will be like coded in your soul. And when you get rebirth next time, that will be the only property you have owned through your whole life, not a material belonging, not your life partner, not the money, not the house, not anything else, not your family member, nothing else, except singularly the consciousness, the uprising or downgrading of the consciousness you have done during your life. So when you get conscious about that, when you understand the nuances of basic principle of that, at that time, now what you are going to do is, wow, the thing I'm being told is very important in life, they are really not so important. The important thing in life is the higher, how can I uprise, how can I grow the level of consciousness. Through the journey of life, if you succeed on growing your consciousness, or if you succeed on transcendenting your consciousness, there's two ways of growing. One is like uprighting, another is transcendenting. If you could transcendent your consciousness, maybe in some couple of life you can liberate it from all this material, all this never-ending cycle of life and death. But if you can like upright, or if you can upgrade in a little bit fashion, that it will take some maybe hundreds life or maybe 50 lives. That is the real fact. And when you understand this as a matter of fact, then real journey, then the real understanding begins, and only then the spiritual journey starts. See, many people think that when they get born in like Christian family or Buddhist family or in like Mormon family, they think that their spiritual life already started. It's not. Spirituality is not about where you're born, it's about how you live your life, how you transcend yourself. It must be the it must be the it must be the collective wisdom of your consciousness. It must be the thought process, the collective desire of your consciousness to give to approve, to uprise your spiritual insight. So if you don't do that, like if you only think that I was born in some certain religious family, so I was born as a spiritual being, that you are really in a wrong way. Because in a life there is no relationship between where you're born and you are spiritual or not. The important thing for being spiritual is when you get conscious enough in your life, when you start to understand the basic tendency of the life, basic principle of the life, basic essence of the life, at that time what you choose to be, do you go through the material endeavor, physical endeavor, or do you start your life on collecting the physical belonging, or you go through a spiritual growth? You want to have a realization of your soul. You want to realize a real bliss, not the bliss by you think like that comes from buying something, getting something, having something. Nothing can give you bliss. Bliss is inside you. You have to realize the bliss inside you. So if you could realize the bliss inside you, if you could understand that no one can give you neither bliss nor misery, because both is inside you, you have to realize that. And how you can realize is when you understand how a life operates, then you can understand how you can realize also. Because if there is a tuning between your body, mind and soul, if there is any tuning between your body, mind and soul, then at that time you can realize bliss. You can realize bliss within you, the potential of bliss within you. But why is today's humanity being deprived of this bliss? Is because their focus is not on themselves. They even do not think that their life is about body, mind and soul. They think like their life is all about this body, material body. If they are beautiful, if they are rich, if their mind is like somewhere like, what do you call, knowledgeable, then they are successful, great, and they are nice. If they are not, they are not. So and their whole focus, their whole interest, their whole insight on the life is only focused on outside. So they never succeed to realize either bliss or any transcendence on the life. Rather, they fell on a trap of this never-ending cycle of this life and death. They get birth, they grow old, they marry, they study, they earn, they die. Again, they come to same process, but they never realize why they are in this vicious process. Because our mind have a special way of operating, and it has a special ability to forget everything from your past life. You cannot remember when you get birth. You cannot remember what has happened to you in your past life. And if you cannot remember that, then you cannot understand what are you going through. So and when you do not understand what are you going through in your life, how can you question your life? To question your life, you have to ask the question, because with a with a objective reality. You have to give the logic why you are not sure about all this stuff. And to do that, you must have experience. That is the reason the great spiritual master Buddha and Mahavira, they talk about Jati Vidya. They call it Jati Vidya, which is about the remembrance of the past life. Because once you succeed to remember about your past life, once your mind, it's not like it's impossible to recall, because it's always coded on your subconscious mind. But it's only like your conscious mind cannot recall that. It's only like that. But once you succeed to do that, once you succeed to recall the past life process, past life regression, then there is no single chance that you will even continue how you are living, because you know it's fake, it's vile, it's meaningless, because whatever effort you are giving to your life for a so-called success, they are not really giving you any success. Rather, what are you getting is a mere hypothetical or mere assumptive success, or assumptive something you have achieved. But that's not a real achievement, because if that was the real achievement, then your life would have been very blissful. But if you see closely to your own life, you are not having a blissful life. You are really a miserable person. Your life is quite miserable. See, you whatever you do, you really want to, like, the concept of weekend. See, why do people want to have weekend? Why do people to have one party? Or why do people want to have alcohol? Why do they want to have cigarettes? Why? It's only because they want to forget what's going on in their life. So if you want to forget something, that proves itself that it's not important to you. It's really not uplifting you. If it's uplifting to you, you'll never want to. Just like if something is very beloved to you, you do not want to lose it or forget it. You want to preserve it. You want to keep it for yourself. Because that experience, because what you going through in your life is not so much enriching to yourself, you need weekend, you need some drugs, you need alcohol, you need cigarettes, you need like all these things which can make you forget, which can make you forget the life you are going through. So that's the thing. That is the reason, like, why you wanna forget all these things in your life. And it easily can prove that when you can remember your past life, what's going through your past life, what you have been through it in your past life, have you been through the similar experience, now you experiencing in your life, and you think it's very important to get a good job, is very important in life. Now you are thinking like it's very important to get a good job in your life. And when you recall the past, when you get like past life recall, at that time, when you understand that at that past life also you had a very good job, then you'll understand the good job is of no meaning. It's just like a way of continuing life. So it's just like a medium for a continuing life. It's not important for a transcendence of life. It will change nothing in your life, even if you own everything you want to own in your life. So that's So that is the reason, like, if you can go through, if you can realize what you have been through in a past life, then there is no chance. That's why Buddha and Mahavira developed this technique of Jati Vidya, to understand where you can realize, where you can know about your past life. So that is the first stepping stone for spiritual liberation, for a seeking of spiritual liberation. and if you can go through that, if you can understand that, what is the significance of all these material things, because they have zero significance in your real value, for your real transcendence, from this misery, from all this sorrow, from all this hollowness, from all this pain, from all these like stupid, fragile, and whatever you want to call, it's really bullshit. People call it bullshit. So when you realize that, then you will go for a real meaningful journey. You will seek a master for real meaningful journey. You will seek a person who can guide you. But you must understand, before seeking a person, that a person is like a boat crossing this sea or ocean. Once you cross the boat, once you initiate a journey, after crossing the boat, you cannot take like this, whoa, this boat like help me to cross the river, ocean, or anything else, so I keep that boat forever with me. You cannot think like that, or you cannot say like that. And even if you do, even if you think, then again you fell on the same trap. So you must be very much conscious about your life, what you want to do, where you want to go, and what is the real purpose of life, why you were born, what is the reason of your born. Because it's not, if the reason of your being born is like being the richest person in the world, then the richest person must have felt like he is the great guy, but he's not. He's still seeking some bliss in his life. So that cannot be the real journey. That cannot be your ultimate journey. So you must be careful. You must be self-reflective about what you want to achieve, what you are going to achieve in your life. Only then you may start on a real transcendental journey. And when you start on a transcendental journey, that doesn't ensure that you'll be on a blissful life. Still there are lots of hurdles, but at first you have to initiate a journey. And this is the very important thing to start a journey, to realize life is not only about body and mind, life is also about soul, and all the material belongings you own in your life cannot be yours. They are just some accidental owning of yours. You have owned them for some way of living, in a way of living, but they cannot be ultimate yours. And when you understand that, when you realize that, then real seeking of bliss, real seeking of transcendence of your soul, of your consciousness, starts on your life. And that real seeking will start or enable you to find a right path. It's not only mere seeking or mere having a desire to have anything like that can ensure you to achieve, or ensure you to that you will achieve for sure something. It's not like that. But one thing is sure, it will enable your journey, because having nothing, then having something is good. And then there are lots of complications you can talk about, you can internalize, you can understand, you can meditate, and you will figure out the rest path, but starting a journey is important, and you must either you start your journey now, or you start your journey after maybe cycle of this never-ending cycle of this life for about 10 life. But you must understand, you have to realize this fact one day. So why not start now? Why not start to recognize this fact now and start our journey in a real way? That's it for today. I will be posting this type of awakening video with Prashant Mokshya from Pattaya every day. Maybe I will try to do that twice a day till I stay in this place, beautiful place. For now, I want to say thank you for watching, thank you for listening my word carefully, for your time, patience, and thank you for trying to acknowledge this aspect of life. I hope everyone will have a pretty blissful life. Thank you everyone. Bye for now.